Hello, everyone. My name is Anik Sarkar, and this is my presentation on the final project, option to the SSL certificate proxy project. So we will present uh, this. And so, what is an SSL certificate? Basically, it's when the web server makes a request to the browser, and it wants to be sure that this browser or this person who is requesting information is trusted. So it wants a certificate, and it wants the certificate signed correctly. So how does it do that? The browser usually encrypts the message with the web server's public key, or the receiver's public key, so that once the web server reads it, it's able to decrypt it with its own private key, and it's able to see, okay, yes, this SSL certificate, or sorry, this certificate was signed by the correct person, and we can trust and set up a secure connection with this person. So unfortunately, many of these web servers actually don't really go that deeply into this authentication process. They may just expect that there is some certificate, and they see, okay, some certificate has been issued, and they don't really even check the contents or anything like that and set up a secure connection with the web browser. So we're actually able to see what is going on when that happens with a man-in-the-middle proxy. We're able to see all the information that is shared between the server and the browser that's requesting this connection. So in this project, I used Mac OS Mojave, and then I installed an Android emulator, and I used the Charles proxy, um, man-in-the-middle proxy. I don't really care about this IP address. I'm overseas right now, so this IP address actually changed once I came over here. So I had to set up the new connection, and basically you set the access point within the emulator to this IP address, and use this port number. And then once you set the access point, this notification actually pops up. You know, a connection attempt to Charles has been made from host blah blah, and you accept it, and then you actually have to download the certificate which the Charles proxy will be signing. So you actually have to visit this site. I called the certificate name CA, but this is basically the certificate that Charles will be issuing or signing anytime we make some kind of login attempt or anything like that. So we actually ran into quite a few issues whenever um, turning on the SSL proxy. Google is actually able to recognize, you know, with this SSL.gstatic, it's able to kind of recognize that something fishy is going on, and it actually slows down a lot of things. And when I turn on the SSL proxy, even when I'm using just regular Chrome, I can't access any websites. So maybe right now it might be turned on. No, it is not. So if we enable the proxying, all of a sudden we'll see that, you know, maybe we might not be able to go into, I don't know, presentation mode works, but you know, maybe if we try to go to ESPN.com, um, the connection is slow and not not complete, and it shows, you know, not secure. Um, so, anyways, we'll go through a demonstration. Um, oh, see, now it's already acting up because it knows the SSL is proxying is on. Um, Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked, but I'm just trying to show what happens. Um, so we a big problem that we saw with there were many apps that we saw were passing information, but one of the more problematic ones was this third-party Facebook login. So anytime you had an app and you said, "I want to log in with Facebook," um, it very well it was showing many of the it was showing the email and then the password that was passed through. So we'll actually do this demo right now. Um, so first let's clear it up. Um, there's a lot of information probably being sent from the emulator to Google. But let's open up the Quora app, and we can, if we log in regularly, Quora is actually pretty secure, so we will see that. Select enable my SSL proxying so that Charles signs the certificate, and as soon as I did that, you can see a lot of this. Google recognizes that pretty quickly. So the emulator, there's a lot of information sent pretty quickly. But let's do testing at gmail.com and testing with 2 exclamations. So we do it and we see Quora. It sent the request through Quora, and there are many unknown. You may need to configure your browser application. So it's not really trusting this certificate, so it doesn't like it. So that's okay. That's good. So now let's try logging in with Facebook. So when we do this, we'll see. We saw this. I saw this actually over and over again with quite a few apps with this mobile Facebook. However, not all of them did this. So sometimes when you tried to log in with Facebook, it was okay. It didn't. It actually didn't show anything. So let's do testing at gmail.com and then testing with, let's say, 3 exclamation marks. So when we go, we see mobile Facebook was entered, and see all of a sudden we don't have those unknowns, and we're able to see. So we can get into the login. We look here. We can look into the contents, and we can see email that was passed through, testing at gmail.com, password, testing with 3 exclamations. So this kind of shows you that logging in with this third-party Facebook on Quora is actually pretty unsecure. So that was just a quick demo of what happened. I'm actually still running some more communication apps, but overall found quite a bit, which will be explained further in my report. So some issues that I encountered, I kind of already mentioned. Google pretty much recognizes anytime this SSL certificate proxy is enabled, and so like right now it's trying to connect because it's basically doesn't like this SSL proxy. So as soon as we turn it off, we'll be able to see that this trying to connect will go away. There it is. So it's right away, basically, it recognizes, okay, we're good, we're secure again, and we can continue working. So that just basically made everything slower. It took a while for me to figure that out because apps weren't downloading at the proper rate or weren't even downloading at all. And then eventually I realized that it was due to this SSL certificate proxy. So that's it. It was a overall pretty interesting project. It's actually very interesting to see this man in the middle. We're actually able to see a lot of other information So when you're logging into Facebook or visiting like something like ESPN, you can see all the different sites that it is accessing or might be sending your data to. So that's actually very interesting to see. So it's this man-in-the-middle proxy is actually a very useful tool. Thank you.